New from Fun City Editions is Handgun, otherwise known as Deep in the Heart, and this is one of those rape revenge movies which I feel is a little bit different than most. I think we have Karen Young, who plays Kathleen, a young woman who moves down to Dallas to take up a teaching position. She's slowly starting to find her feet in the community. She starts to meet somebody, Larry, played by Clayton Day, who is phenomenal in this film as this aspiring lawyer who starts to take her out, and so he introduces Kathleen to his friends and to neighbours and things like that, and really kind of getting her to open up a little bit. Not enough for Larry, who is frustrated after a slew of dates, after which nothing has really came of that, just maybe a peck in his cheek and a lot of frustration in Larry's point of view. But he decides to offer one last date, take Kathleen home, and at gunpoint rapes her. And this is the kind of instigating incident of the film.
You have no choice, no responsibility, so just relax, alright? Why don't you go over there and get undressed?
And it's so unsettling. Now, it's not one of those ones where you see a lot going on. It's just the idea of the cold apathy that Larry has in this sequence. It's not so much as brutal or attacking. It's just there's a cold practicality in what he's doing. You know, he says to one point, this is going to happen. Just accept it and try and enjoy it as best you can. It's that kind of cold detachment that's really deeply unsettling here. You see Kathleen towered over. There's a gun pointed at her. She can't do anything. She's forced into a situation she really doesn't want to be at. And as Larry does what he does, she is in hysterics, crying, wanting him to stop. And there is just complete detachment from Larry, which is really deeply unsettling. He just doesn't acknowledge Kathleen at all.
I'm really sorry things got a little out of hand back there. But it's partly your own fault, you know, for being so irresistible.
She's just there. Her mood, her fear, her anxiety, her tears mean literally nothing. And the movie kind of moves past most of the route pretty quickly to the aftermath, where he's still not acknowledging what he's done and is talking to her as though this is just a regular part of life. This, for me, was one of the standout sequences of the movie where it was just so appalling.
And what I want to know is, did something terrible happen to Kathleen?
Not when she was with me.
What happened the last date that you had?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Everything that comes after that is seeing Kathleen kind of go into herself to remove herself from society, to become very different and stressed within her workplace, and to see that all come out with guns, to see her get used to guns, to learn how to use them, to focus all of her anger and rage into this, to kind of push away all the other distractions in her life and just focus on these guns, to kind of work up the idea of getting revenge on this man. And even the revenge on it is really kind of interesting. I thought it was going to go a different way, but it kind of zigs when I thought it was going to zag, which is interesting. And I don't want to get into that too much just now, but Handgun was a phenomenal film.
You have no responsibility for your actions. I'm doing my very best to make sure that you enjoy this.
Two great performances. I thought Karen Young was terrific as this kind of bubbly, effervescent character who something terrible happens to, and instantly it's a defining point in her life and how she moves on from that. Clayton Day I thought was terrific as this sociopathic rapist lawyer who I feel deep down knew he had done wrong, but at the same time it's just a part of how he is and how he operates, which was just horrifying. Handgun, great film. I really enjoyed this one right up to the kind of finale. It can be a little meandering and it can have long sequences of nothing really moving the story forward, but it doesn't matter because you've got these great performances and a story that I was generally invested in. I would say recommend this one. Recommend it a lot. Check it out if you get the chance. I'd love to know your thoughts on this film. Let me know in the comment box below whether you loved it, hated it, fell somewhere in the middle. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com. Always, in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.